Hello everyone, thanks for joining us here on Horizon. Well, the United States is in its 13th year of war in Afghanistan, and the stakes have never been higher for our servicemen and women. Yet the conflict seldom gets much attention outside those that serve and their friends and families. But a new film by a longtime war correspondent from Oklahoma could change that. Joining me now is our Andy Barth.
Well, Rob, war is a distant issue for most of us, catching only an occasional glimpse of on the evening news. Yet, for one journalist, that wasn't enough. In his movie, The Hornet's Nest, reporter Mike Boettcher takes us onto the battlefield with the men and women who fight to keep our country safe.
It's the glamour of Hollywood with the grit of war. Journalist Mike Boettcher has spent 3 decades covering wars and terrorist groups.
This mission was met.
As the chief correspondent for ABC's Terrorism Investigation Unit, Boettcher embeds with military divisions and documents the reality of war. In 2012, Boettcher embedded with the 101st Airborne in Afghanistan and went to the heart of the Taliban's most hostile valleys. Over the next 9 days, U.S. troops fought the Taliban and lost 6 soldiers. Boettcher captured the struggles, victories, and heartbreak of war, and compiled it all into a movie which made its world premiere in Boettcher's hometown, Ponca City.
I grew up here. Ponca City's my home, and I promised Ponca City when I was finished with this film, we would do it here first.
A real-life account of the deadly struggles of war Scott Morgan saw firsthand.
If I'd have written out exactly how I would want a story to be told, it wouldn't have been this good.
Morgan is a staff sergeant in the platoon Boettcher embedded in, and says he tells the story of war just as it happens.
It was really nice to have somebody like Mike, who is just a 100% genuine person. He's not looking to make a story, he's just looking to tell the story that's there.
And for the film's director, Christian Turode, highlighting the heroism of those in combat was key.
16 Romeo.
We wanted to do this when we saw the footage and we realized what heroes these men and women are and were.
This film is non-political. This is an immersive narrative film made with real footage.
David Salzberg is the co-director of The Hornet's Nest and says the film is not based on a true story. It is the true story, just as it happened.
If you do this long enough, sometime you're going to find a story that's way more important than the film. This one's it for me.
An intimate behind-the-scenes look at the lives of those fighting the nation's longest war.
We're hearing from other people who lost their sons or lost their husbands. The movie allows them to have closure. It shows what they were doing and what their purpose was for this mission.
And for those who fought through it all and made it home,
It's amazing and so appreciative, because I think people are going to see this and have a better understanding of what soldiers go through, what our families go through. It's amazing.
So Andy, I've seen the film and it's really gripping footage. Who shot the principal photography?
Well, Rob, there were really 3 photographers that shot footage for the film. The first was Emmy Award-winning war correspondent Mike Boettcher, who we've seen. The second was an Army chaplain named Justin Roberts, and the third was Boettcher's son, Carlos. Now, this was his very first assignment in a war zone, and it was with his father. And I met up with him on the red carpet, and he said working with his dad was the best experience of his life.
Well, certainly an exceptional piece of work. Thank you so much, Andy. Now, when we return, we meet the Oklahoman who has had a front row seat to history for more than 3 decades.